Okay, I was listening to an episode of the Argument Debate, and it was a really interesting episode. He was conversing with a female pastor, I believe she was, and talking about God and religion and why he doesn't believe. And this thing that she kept getting stuck on, her and her husband, and he kept trying to get into her, and she kept just saying the same thing over and over. And this is the thing I've seen with a lot of theists, and that is that God is good. And she doesn't seem to understand why atheists don't agree with this idea, that even if their God exists, many of us wouldn't worship him because he's not a good being. And this whole idea that every evil, horrible thing he does must be for a reason, and therefore he's good. There's no, well, he does these things and maybe he's just bad, or maybe he's not perfect. No, he's perfectly good. No matter what we say about the actions in the Bible, the actions he does, it's always blamed, the bad things are always either good or blamed on people, or blamed on Satan or something, or sin. There is no ever a realization that, no, these acts are deplorable. These acts are wrong. It's always an excuse. It's always this, well, the Mennonite those guys had to die because they were evil, and God said they were evil, and therefore they had to be wiped out. And maybe he had a good reason for killing the children and all this stuff. And it just bothers me because these are the same people that will sit there and tell us that, we don't have morals, we don't have ethics. Yet they can sit there and just defend the most vile of acts because it's their God. And of course they'll turn around and say, who are we to critique God? Who are we to accuse God of being evil? And that's just a horrible retort. Because A, if we can't use our own idea of what's right or wrong, the thing they claim we get from God to criticize him, then how can we ever criticize anything? How can we ever say that anything's ever good or wrong, right or bad, without being able to criticize it in all situations, to have our own feelings about these things? The things that are supposedly above us, things that supposedly controlling the world or whatever, like these gods or kings or presidents or dictators or whatnot, if we can't criticize them, the people that are supposedly the people that we're supposed to strive for, then how can we ever strive to be good? We have to look at these things in the broader picture. And it just frustrates me when I see this. People are so willing to throw out any of the things they hold dear when it's something special or something they have in high regards. How many people with Obama and Bush were willing to accept the most horrible of things because to them they assumed that these guys had good reasons for things? Maybe they do, but we're never supposed to criticize. We're never supposed to demand good reasons for these actions. We're supposed to just assume that they have our best interest in mind. And it's wrong. We should have a right to know why evil acts are done. Like I said, maybe there's a very good reason for it. But I want to know that reason, and until I see that reason, I'm not just going to assume that it's right. So, let me know your thoughts. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this subject. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.